We're ready for the second section of the under 20 girls, 200 meters in lane 2 from Harrison College, Shade Williams. Of course, we know Shade Williams would have been at College and Paris last year, and this year, changing to Harrison College. We'll see how she'll do here. In lane number 3, Kylia Smith of Springer Memorial. Lane 4, Shantae Rochester of Ellerslie. Lane 5, Keneal Gale of Combermere. And lane 6, Tiana Boyne of the Christchurch Foundation School. Again, Tiana Boyne was formerly of the Lester Vaughan School. Kylia Smith, who'll be running out of lane number 3, was third in this event last year, 25.78. And just to remind you of the Bssac record, 23.47, set by Yolande Strawn in 1985, then of the Ellerslie Secondary School, probably the oldest record on the books. So they're off to a good start. And from Harrison College, Shade Williams, as expected. Of course, we know Williams has represented Barbados well, far and wide. And Shade Williams, for sure, running this one. She will be the winner. Shade Williams, and easing up a bit on the outside, Tiana Boyne. And Kylia Smith of Springer Memorial will finish in third position. So we started the series of 200 meters. They started with the under 20s, the reason being, following these 200 meters will be the 4x4s. And normally, the under 17s and under 20s would be the ones to make up the 4x4 team. So the purpose of having these 200s for these age groups done first, so it will provide them with ample time to rest and recover and come back in time for the 4x400 meter relays. So the under 20 girls are out the way. We move next to the under 20 boys. And the record for the under 20 boys, 20.80. 20.80. A fast time for a schoolboy. That was Nicholas Deschamps back in 2011. Nicholas Deschamps, 20.80. Now if we look at the lineup, the winners from last year, Mario Burke, he won in 21.31. As you know, Mario Burke is now based at the University of Houston. Second was Remarco Thompson of Combermere, 21.34. He too is on scholarship in the U.S. And Jaquan Hoyt placed third in this event last year, 21.46. And he's still in the under 20 category, so we should see him factoring in one of these. Actually, he is in the second section coming up. And expecting him to run a little faster than 21.46. So the lane assignments for the first of 3-time finals in the under 20 boys. In lane 2, Noel Scanterbury of Ellerslie. Lane 3, Rico Griffith of St. Leonard's Boys. Lane 4, Johnny Archer of St. George Secondary. Lane 5, Malik Waith of Combermere. Lane 6, Josiah Atkins of the Christchurch Foundation. And lane 7, Kishmar Best of Harrison College. Josiah Atkins of CCFS should be the favorite in this one. So they will now go under the orders of the starter, Mr. Basil Cox, doing duty right now. Set of starters, Basil Cox. Over there as well, Mr. Vincent Burke, who's the father of Mario Burke, has now decided to take up some starting. So they're off. First one. So Josiah Atkins, the first out the turn, as expected. Atkins. Enrico Griffith of St. Leonard's chasing. All Atkins, Griffith, and third will go to Malik Waith of Combermere. So Josiah Atkins winning that first section. And again, we have to await times. Because these are time finals, we'll have to await the overall times. So the competitors for the second section are getting ready. Under 20 boys, second section. Joshua Lickrish of Parkinson Memorial is in lane number 2. In lane 3, DeAndre Harris of Combermere. Lane 4, Travis Williams of Grantley Adams. Lane 5, Jaquan Hoyt of St. Leonard's. Lane 6, Sean Jack of Alma Paris. And lane number 7, Jediah Reed of the Allen School. The athletes are still checking their blocks, making sure that everything is in order. Again, not a large crowd present at the stadium today. .200 meters for the under 20 boys, the second section. And as we earlier in the day, we had sunshine, great weather. Now, as we approach the afternoon, we are seeing that there's some clouds coming over the stadium and the environs. And we are hoping that we will get done here before that rain comes. So keep your eyes on lane number 5, Jaquan Hoyt of the St. Leonard's boys. We're off to a good start. Harris of Combermere. Jaquan Hoyt now takes over. All Jaquan Hoyt. Hoyt wins. It's between Harris of Combermere and Reed of the Allen School. Third section coming up. Things have cooled down a lot here at the National Stadium. So they're on the starter's orders now for the third section. Actually, not as yet. They're just testing their blocks once more. Kevin Briggs in lane number 2, representing Christchurch Foundation. Lane 3, Jared Spencer of Harrison College. Lane 4, Terry Ward of Grantley Adams Memorial. Lane 5, Jed Eiffel of Ellerslie Secondary. Lane 6, Coron Griffith of the Allen School. And lane 7, Stefan Chandler of St. George Secondary. This is the final section in the under 20 boys 200 meters. So Kevin Briggs comes in as the high favorite in this one. He'll be running out of lane number 2. So they're off to a good start now. And looking for Kevin Briggs to do the early running, and he has done so. Kevin Briggs out the turn into the straightaway. So Kevin Briggs being challenged on the outside from Griffith of the Allen School. But Briggs, easy winner. Coron Griffith and Jared Spencer of Harrison College. Those are the top 3. And that will bring us to the end of the under 20 boys, 200 meters. Now the under 17 girls will be up next. 2 sections, 2-time finals coming up. Foundation still getting lots of support. The few spectators under the tents on the velodrome, about 80% of those spectators supporting the Christchurch Foundation School, chanting, screaming. So the first of 2 sections for the under 17 girls in the 200 meters coming up. Just to fill you in on the Bssac record, 24.13 seconds. That was set by Tristan Evelyn of Springham Memorial in 2014. 24.13. The Bssac record. The lane assignments for the first of 2. Torian Aline of the Ellerslie Secondary. Diamond Grimes of Commonmere School running out of lane number 2. In lane number 3, Shamaya O'Dane of the Allen School. Lane 4, Ray Cave, Ursuline Convent. Lane 5, Renisha Sargent, Springer Memorial. Lane 6. In lane number 6, Akela Morris of Harrison College, first year in the under 17 division. In lane 7, Sasha Lord of the St. George Secondary. The athletes are on the starters' orders for the first of two time finals in the under 17 girls 200 meters. Aline, Grimes, Odin, Cave, Sargent, Morris, and Lord. So they're off. Diamond Grimes of Commermere making up the Steiger. Here comes Akela Morris of Harrison College. Akela Morris. Akela Morris. So that first section going to Akela Morris of Harrison College. I believe Akela Morris can do a bit more work with her arms. Not the best arm action in the world. The under 17 girls continue with the second time final. In lane 1, Marissa Watts of Springer Memorial. Lane 2, Shaquila Blackman of Christchurch Foundation. Lane 3, Maya Gaskin of Ursuline Convent. Lane 4, Danielle Watson of Ellerslie. Lane 5, Janaya Drakes of Harrison College. Lane 6, Nefertari Holder of Grantley Adams Memorial. In lane 7, Kayla Walters of Graydon Sealy. And lane 8, Ashley Lowe of Combermere. So again, the under 17 girls, the second time final. Now receiving the commands from the starter to get on their mark. So this evening, rolling along, quite rapid, starting ahead of schedule and keeping ahead of schedule. So these events are going fast. The 200 meters, then we'll have the 4x4s. So they're off to a good start. Watts of Springer Memorial in 1, making up the Steiger quickly. On the outside, Ashley Lowe of the Combermere School. We remember that rivalry between Ashley Lowe and Akela Morris. You probably get to see it again now in the under 17 division. It's all Ashley Lowe on the outside. She will win that one comfortably, Ashley Lowe. And second will go to Shaquila Blackman of the Christchurch Foundation School. So that will do it for the under 17 girls 200 meters. And as you can see, the under 17 boys are there already. The under 17 boys will have 3 time finals. The record for the under 17 boys set by Dario Aline of the Lester Vaughan School, that was set in 2004, 21.13 seconds. The winner last year, Tremaine Smith of the Lodge School, 21.57. Josiah Atkins was second. Matthew Clark was third. And we must say that Matthew Clark has improved leaps and bounds over the year. Matthew Clark doing very well this year. So 3 sections coming up for the under 17 boys. And we'll get to see Matthew Clark in action shortly, as we talked about how he has improved this year. Remember, last year at the final of Bssac, he placed third in a time of 21.85. And we can assure you that he's running a lot better this year. So the first of 3 sections in the under 17 boys, Shaquan Hardin of Alma Parks will be running out of lane 2. In lane 3, DeMarco Depredine of St. George Secondary. Lane 4, Rashay Walks of Christchurch Foundation. Lane 5, Matthew Clark of Combermere. Lane 6, Shaquan Glasgow of the Allen School. And lane 7, Jabari Innes of the Ellerslie Secondary. Again, your eyes should be on lane number 5, Matthew Clark of the Combermere School. Should win this one easily. And to remind you that the top 4 from each zone, plus the next 16 best, will be advancing in the 200 meters. So here comes Matthew Clark as expected, into the straightaway. Class act. Class act here in the under 17 boys category. There's no stopping Clark, and he's easing up at the finish, well ahead of the others. Shaquan Glasgow of the Allen School finishing in 2nd position. So Matthew Clark, good lad. As we can see there, one of the athletes on the track having some difficulties, but we have the medics who will be providing all the necessary assistance for these athletes, as we can see here clearly. So we're getting ready for the second 200 meters for the under 17 boys. The athletes checking their blocks, making sure everything is in order. Blocks are set correctly, and then they will come back and await the commands. On the field, we see athletes warming up for the discus. That's the girls' discus. We also see another high jump competition taking place. So today we expected 12 track events for the girls, 12 track events for the boys, and that's inclusive of the 4x400 meter relays, 7 field events for the girls, and 10 field events for the boys. We are now down to the under 17 boys 200 meters, the second section. In lane 2, Nathan Ferguson of Combermere, another Combermerian to be looking out for. In lane 3, Shaquan Haynes of Alma Paris. Lane 4, Jaden Jones of Graydon Sealy. Lane 5, Jaden Miller of St. Leonard's Boys. Lane 6, Jameel Walks Miller of Ellerslie. And lane 7, Jide Griffith of Harrison College. So all eyes will be on lane number 2, Nathan Ferguson. That will be 2 Combermerians out of the 4 to automatically advance. Based on how we've seen him run for the season so far, Nathan Ferguson should do well in this one. And it seems like the eastern side of the stadium always tends to get packed in the afternoon session. So the under 17 boys, second section, Ferguson of Combermere, Haynes of Alma Paris, Jones of Graydon Sealy, Miller of St. Leonard's, Walks Miller of Ellerslie, and Griffith of Harrison College.
Henri is back. Andrew, you're not back. Andrew, prepare the shot. You're back.
So they're on the starters' orders once more. Second section of the under 17 boys 200 meters. Benny Rowe doing the honors now as starter. So athletes getting a little fidgety over there, little anxious. Ferguson, Haynes, Jones, Miller, Walks, Miller, and Griffith. And immediately Nathan Ferguson of Combermere on the inside goes into the lead. Just as we thought, Nathan Ferguson. I'm seeing a very good 4x100 meter relay team in the under 17 boys division. And Walks Miller of Ellerslie to finish in second. Griffith of Harrison College finishing in third. We still have one more section remaining in the under 17 boys 200 meters. So remember, we are going in the opposite direction. We are going from under 20s down. Normally, we begin with the under 13s and work our way up to the under 20s. In this case, we're going with the under 20s and down to the under 13s. So we got the under 17 boys now. The third